Let's go to Diana in Philadelphia. What's up, Diana?
Hi, Dr. John. Yes.
How's it going?
Oh, it's always sunny in Philadelphia.
It's always, except when the Astros win the World Series. So what's up?
Oh, no. Thank you for the opportunity for connecting today. I know I recently came across some of your work, and I appreciate everything you do. So thanks for the opportunity. But I'm calling today because I've been struggling with an issue of essentially not being comfortable with my fiance's close work relationship with his female manager.
Ruh-roh. Okay. How long have y'all been together?
We've been together now almost 5 years.
5 years. Okay. How long has this relationship been going on between him and his boss?
It's like since the pandemic, but like what's really starting to bother me is like the past 2 years or so. So he switched positions, and so like the first part of that was everybody was working from home, and it was back into the office. So it's kind of been manifesting like the last 1.5 to 2 years.
All right. So what are you seeing that's setting off your alarm systems?
Yeah, so I'm like observing like just changes in like his behavior, and I think like the first layer of it
hold on. What does that mean? Is he like starting to unbutton his shirt more? Is he like wearing deep V's? Like
yeah,
like oh, gross! Don't
shaving more before work. Care a little bit more about his appearance. No V shirts, but
all right, yeah. If he starts wearing deep V's, that's just the sign you're done. This thing's not gonna last. Okay, good. Okay, so he's being more hygienic. What else?
Yeah. I noticed like some inconsistencies. So I guess the other layer to this is we also work together at the same company. So,
dude, you got to lead with that one. So you're watching this happen.
I'm watching it happen. Yes. So yeah, we work together. We're not the same department, not even the same office. He's in a different part of the city even. But so like, we know each other's jobs. We know each other's backgrounds. I'm in a little bit higher leadership position at the company. So it makes it complex because I don't want to mix professional with personal, but this kind of merges here.
Diana, it's already mixed.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's just call it what it is. It's mixed. You work with a guy that is beneath you positionally, and I couldn't have said that more awkward. And you're dating him for a long time, and now something about that relationship. Is it something you know about her? Or is it something you know about him? Or are you watching this thing happen? Or do you just not like another woman having this type of power over him because she's his boss?
Yeah, I think for me, it's like I'm observing things. It's the travel. It's the like not returning text. It's not being able to answer my call when he's on business. It's the sharing of the rental vehicles. It's, like the stories where, the whole group's going down, but then it's like 3 people and not 6, or, everybody's sharing the car, but it's just them, So, and it's like, I know all this because like I'm within earshot, away. So it's all that bothers me, because like when we are together, any other time, it's like we have good communication, we have a very healthy relationship, like, but it's like when he's on travel, I can tell that it's like, well, 9 to 5, I'm working, and then we're all going to dinner, and then they go to the bar till 10:30 at night, and he will call me, but it's like very distant, or there's times where like he won't answer the phone. If they're all at breakfast in the morning, and then he'll say it's like, well, it's rude to answer when you're talking to somebody else. And I'm like, well, it's me, so things like that.
So this is, man. I'm only talking to you here, okay?
Yes. And that's what I need. Yeah.
This sounds a lot like your problem, not his.
Yeah.
And here's why. I think he's right. If you're having like breakfast with work colleagues, to sit there at the table, and here's, it sounds like he is out traveling, doing work, and you want to have the same relationship, the same communication, the same communication patterns that you have in when he's there in person, and you simply can't. And I think it
Understood.
is
Yeah.
patently unwise to travel all over the country. Like, yes, he is playing with fire. Let's make no mistake about it. No question about that. Okay. I think it's unwise. Okay. I just think it's unwise. And so I think that's worthy of a conversation, both professionally and personally in your relationship. But this doesn't sound like, no, dude, she's always draped all over him, or she sends him a bunch of emoji texts in the middle of the night, or he's got a special private joke collection with her that he doesn't have with me. Like, I'm not hearing any of that. I'm hearing, yes, they're both putting themselves in positions that are uniformly dumb in today's world. It's just dumb, right? But I hear more. I expect him to call me back when he's working. Well, maybe he can't. Or I expect him to get up and leave a breakfast or a dinner. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
Let me
do
ask more specifically. Why haven't y'all set up a time? Hey, right when you wake up, call me. I want to be the first call when you wake up.
Yeah.
Have y'all set that up?
Yeah, I mean, it's hit and miss. Like, sometimes he'll do that. He'll go to the gym and he'll call me. But like, the other thing that has made me, I feel like, more uncomfortable too is that, like, there'll be times where like they work side by side every day in the office. Typically prior to like the pandemic, we're lucky we're in a hybrid situation now, and they're like the only ones typically in that section of their office. So like, he'll call me, at lunchtime to say, how's your day going? And then, I'll hear her in the background, or she'll ask like who, he's talking to. And like, there has been times where like he wouldn't even end the call with an "I love you," because he didn't want, he would say, "Oh, well, I didn't want them to know I'm on a personal call." But I'm like, that's like silly, because like, that's like an unrealistic expectation that you can never take a personal call. And it's not like it's over excessive. So like, that's like hurtful. Like it almost feels to me like he was trying to segregate like his relationship with me from like his work relationship at times.
So here's the best thing you can do moving forward. You can be very, very honest with him in less in an accusatory way. You're doing this and you're doing this, but a very vulnerable, make this all your problem, not his.
Yeah.
Here's how I feel.
And I have approached it like that. Okay. And like, that's where, I have been, like trying to like go down that route and be like, listen, I know, I admit to like, even in I did have infidelity in my previous marriage, and that wasn't like the deal breaker. So I feel like I am hypersensitive. Him and I were, coworkers before we were even together. So like the realism, the whole work wife thing, it's real. But at the same time, like I would never tell him you can never talk to another woman, or you always have to drop everything for me. Like, I don't feel that way. Like you have to be able to interact in society. And I would never say quit your job because I don't like someone, but it's at the point where when I do try to talk about it and, take accountability, like he'll just get super angry. And then like his anger then like fuels me to think like, well, is there some truth to it? It's
so
like
you are absolutely right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely right there.
Yeah.
A conversation my wife and I had recently was, I told her, I want to talk more on the phone with you and the kids when I'm traveling. And what I realized was she was trying to really be the most supportive spouse she could be. And that was, man, I don't want to call you if you're on stage. I've been in the wings about to go on stage, and she's called, and I've taken the call just because I just think that's fun. And she can hear the crowd. She's like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "I'm about to go on stage." And she's like, "Oh my gosh, get off the phone." Or my kids have called me as I'm walking into an interview for a radio show, right? So she has, in an attempt to love me better, minimized phone calls. She doesn't want to bother me. And so I said, "Hey, I need more contact on the road." If I call you, we know that I'm trying to reach out. I want to connect. If you get a moment, just call. I'd love it when you call. And if I can't take it, I won't take it. And so here's the deal. She was trying to love me the best she could. And then I was able to say, hey, here's what my need is in this season. And it might be that one day I'm like, hey, I need you to call less. Like it's just too wild on the road right now. And so all I have to say is this. You can just speak your needs as you need them. And I don't like that he's getting all mad and angry and frustrated. That would set off my alarms too. But here's the deal. You can't control that. You have to make a choice. And you've been burned before. You're starting to feel like you're getting burned again. And I would trust your feelings, and I would trust those alarm systems that are going off. I would also be very, very real. I would I would demand evidence from my feelings is the way I'll say it. Is he cheating? Is he about to cheat? Is he getting pretty dang close to cheating? Or is it my alarms to people cheating going off? And those don't have to be mutually exclusive. But here's the deal. At the end of the day, you got to make a choice. And if you go through this relationship, you go into it, I can hear it on you. You feel like you're losing it. You're going to get married and you're going to find yourself in another mess again. Less because you have a husband or a fiance that has a boss who's a woman. More so, you said, hey, here's what I'm struggling with. Here's some of my needs. And he got pissed.
Yeah, exactly. I'm more disappointed in the fact that, he, wouldn't just even say I'm chasing ghosts, right? I control that. But the fact that he just wouldn't honor and at least, just say, hey, I get how you're feeling and let's talk through this, or is there some middle ground? I mean, I even went to the point where it's like you said, I take accountability. Maybe I'm wrong. And so I'm like, maybe maybe we meet. If she's important to you, I want her to be important to me. And that's fair. I mean, there's other people that, we have common friends, other coworkers, other female coworkers. And even the first time I met her, it was very awkward. She wouldn't even introduce herself to me for the first 5 minutes. I had to introduce myself. I've extended the olive branch. I said, hey, I know, I mentor a lot of different people in our company. I've invited her to come have coffee with me, participate with a training session with my team. And she's really always been standoffish. And it's even I would feel better if, I'd call and I did hear her in the background. She's like, oh, tell Diana I said hi, things like that. But it's very hard for me to feel the comfort, but she doesn't owe me anything. I feel like I'm more disappointed and slightly betrayed with him.
Are you done with the relationship?
No. I mean, if I was, I wouldn't be looking to fix things.
Okay. The things you're telling me, the way she responds to you, the way he responds when you bring things up, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think your intuition's right. And earlier in this call, I said, this is your problem to deal with. It is. But I think your intuition's right. Something's not okay.
Right.
And I'm
heartbroken
for you.
I feel because you mentioned having that evidence based, it's I feel like it's not that full-fledged affair. I feel it's just early stage.
Now you're guessing and you're hoping.
I'm guessing and I'm hoping.
You're guessing and you're hoping.
Yes.
Because you don't think psychologically and spiritually and emotionally you can handle somebody else cheating on you.
Maybe.
And so here's your path forward. It's not a pretty one. It's a pretty direct conversation with him. And before I have that conversation with him, I would be very, very specific about your needs. And man, if somebody feels awkward saying I love you at the office, I'm okay with that. That's fine. I don't want it to be weird. It sounds like a strange work environment, but so be it. Be very specific. Here's what I need from you moving forward. And before that conversation, okay, let me back up here. You only have one path forward, and it's going to be very uncomfortable. And it's going to be you directly asking, are you having an affair? Are you cheating on me? And this isn't a time for rage or he's got to have a safe place where he can tell the truth. Rage will come, madness and anger will come, but this needs to be a safe, factual conversation. Are you having an affair? And if he gets mad and throws a fit, say, I'm going to end this conversation right now because you're not having this conversation like an adult, and we'll circle back and have this tomorrow. But I need you to be honest with me. I need you to have enough dignity and respect for me, just as a person, as your friend, as somebody you say you've loved, somebody you've been with for 5 years. Just tell me if you're having an affair. Tell me. This is a moment to not be a coward, a moment to have character. And if you're not having an affair and you want to continue to be with me and you want to get married to me and spend the rest of our lives together, here's what I need. And you've got to be real specific. And the reason this is going to be gnarly, Diana, is he might say, yes, I am having an affair. He might say, I haven't had an affair, but I've got feelings for my boss. He might say, no, I'm not having an affair, and the fact that you are accusing me makes me not want to be with you anymore. All those things can happen, and the only offering of light I can give you in that moment is that was gonna come crashing down at some point, and it's better to do it now before you are legally married. My hope is he says, I'm so sorry. No, I'm not cheating on you. Never have. I don't know how to act in this work environment. It's weird. And I'm trying to be a good employee. I also want to be a good fiance to you. I want to build a life together. I'm just kind of over my head. I don't know what to do. And you, as a woman who is higher up in the company than he is, who has had men reporting to you, you can walk through, here's what's appropriate and here's what's not. Here's what it's okay for you to say and here's what's not. And go from there. But there's no way forward without some really direct, hard, on the nose conversations. No beating around the bush. No like, well, I've been thinking about, are you cheating on me? I need to know. And I deserve at least that much. And if not, and you still want to be with me, let's be very clear what I need moving forward. And tell me what you need moving forward. And let's work on this together. I'm so sorry, Dana. Hey, let me know how that conversation goes. I want to know what he says and where things stand.